Hi, Angie here for tabletblog.de. I'm in Taiwan right now, and in a little shop I found the Microsoft Surface 3 that shouldn't go to sale until May the 5th, but they sold it to me already, so I'm lucky. I don't know if Microsoft actually approves of them selling it already, but anyways, we've got it now, and in this video we want to unbox the new Surface 3 together with the stylus and of course the type cover. You have to buy both separate to the Surface 3. Sometimes you can get it as a bundle as well, but yeah, anyways, the Surface 3, the cheapest version, goes for 499 US dollars, or if you are a little unlucky, for 599 euros if you're in Germany and probably other European countries. Yeah, so it's not a cheap Windows tablet, but that's not what Microsoft wants to sell us. They want to sell us a premium device. Okay, let's start to unbox this new Surface 3. It's a successor of the Surface 2. So it's not a Pro tablet like the Surface 3 Pro. It is a normal consumer tablet, I would say. Okay, this is the device itself. Let's quickly put it to the side and let's see what else is inside the box. This is of course the manual, warranty card and so on. It's all in Chinese here. And then we have the power plug. It should be inside here. Let's get it out of there. And there we go. It's a standard power plug. Actually, there's a difference to the previous Surface tablets. Now we have a micro USB port to charge the tablet. Previously, as you might remember, Microsoft had this little magnetic charger, which was quite nice, but now they decided to go with the standard, which is good, so you can use other power plugs to charge your Surface 3. Alright, let's put all of this to the side and take a closer look at the Surface 3. It's this way around. We have a 10.8 inch display with a resolution of 1920 by 1280. So the resolution is a little bit higher than a standard Full HD display, because the form factor now is 3:2 and not 16:10 or 16:9 as the previous Surface tablets. So yeah, it's 3:2 like the Surface 3 Pro, and the Surface 3 now has the same aspect ratio. So it's a little higher than Full HD, the resolution, mainly because on the top and on the bottom you get a little more space. And that is quite nice if you're surfing the web, if you're working on documents. But for movies, of course, you will have black bars on the top and on the bottom. Then we have I think it's a 5 megapixel camera on the top here, a typical Windows button. I turned it on already. Down here we have the connector for the type cover or touch cover. Then we have a headset port, a micro USB port, a USB 3.0 port, a full-size USB 3.0 port, and a mini display port over there. On the top we have the volume rocker, a power button, and then on this side nothing. On the back we have an 8 megapixel camera, no LED flashlight. Everything is magnesium here, except for this little part on the top. It's plastic, and I guess behind it are the Wi-Fi antennas and so on. And of course the Surface 3, as all Surface tablets do, has a kickstand like this. And on this model you can put it in 3 different angles. It was only one angle on the first couple of Surface tablets, and Microsoft introduced a new kickstand with the Surface 3 Pro, where you can set it however you want it. And on the Surface 3 now you have 3 pre-dedicated angles on how you can put it. The hinge here seems pretty solid as with the previous models. Behind it you have a micro SD card slot, and if you have the 4G version there will also be the SIM card slot, I guess. Alright, so the build quality here is pretty good. As we know from Microsoft, I had all of their previous Surface devices, I tested all of them, and the build quality was always very good, and it's the same here. Of course we don't have any fans, because in here runs an Intel Atom processor. It's the new X7Z8700. It's a quad-core chip that runs at 1.6 GHz and can go up to 2.4 GHz in turbo boost. In here is also 2 GB of memory and 64 GB of internal storage. And you can also get this device with 4 GB of memory and 128 GB of internal storage. That costs you more, of course. Alright, then let's take a look at the pen and quickly unbox it. We have it over here. I think it's pretty much the standard Surface pen. It's an active stylus and it's pretty nice, but what I noticed is that you have nowhere to put it. Like, if you remember on the other Pro Surface tablets, you could put it here magnetically. That's not the case, except, well, on the bottom where the type cover should be, but not on the side like you could with previous Surface Pro tablets. The standard Surface tablets never had a stylus before, and I guess Microsoft decided not to include this nice feature where you can just magnetically put it here and it would stay. Okay, that's the stylus. Then we have the new Surface 3 type cover. It's over here. Let's open it up and unbox it. There's a manual or something inside, but we don't need it. This is, of course, now an English keyboard mixed with a Chinese keyboard. I guess it's traditional Chinese because we're in Taiwan here. Yeah, it's a nice keyboard. We know it from previous devices. I think it will work pretty good. And we have a little trackpad down here. The texture is still quite nice, and yeah, let's just connect it to the Surface 3 and we turn it on. On here runs Windows 8.1, of course, not Windows RT like on the Surface 1 and 2. It's a full version of Windows 8.1, and which basically means you can install any apps here. Right now I'm installing Office, but you can also install Photoshop and so on. That should work pretty good on here, especially if you have the 4 GB, the version with 4 GB memory. Yeah, let's connect it to the type cover. It's magnetically, of course, so we just do this and then it is connected. And what's nice is that Microsoft included the same magnetic bar here like on the Surface Pro 3, so you can do it like this. I hope you can see it. Let me check real quick. Yes, you can. You can put it like this magnetically to stabilize it, which is good if you are using the Surface 3 on a train or something on your lab. Then it is more stable than it was before, but of course not as stable as a normal notebook design would be, where the tablet and the keyboard are completely tied together, like with the Acer Aspire Switch 10, for example. Okay, let's take a look at the software. There's not that much to tell you since it's pretty much normal Windows 8.1. Nothing special. Of course, you get Microsoft Office, and yeah, a couple of apps are here pre-installed. I'm actually not sure if it is because I connected it to my Microsoft account or if they are pre-installed, but anyway, it's nothing special. Some PDF app, Flipboard, Line, TripAdvisor, Netflix. I'm not sure if they are pre-installed, as I said, because I connected to my Microsoft account already and it began to synchronize everything. We have the normal browser, the Internet Explorer, not the new one yet, but of course you will be able to install Windows 10 on here for free as soon as it is released. Let's just go to an English-speaking site like Engadget.com just to test it. Everything should run smoothly on here because the hardware is pretty good, and yeah, we don't have a super high resolution here where the processor has to work a lot and yeah, play with a lot of pixels. So it should run pretty smooth on here, and yeah, looks like it does. We should quickly try the stylus and already opened the standard nice editor here because Office is not installed yet. And this is the standard on-screen keyboard. Of course, you can change the language or change it to this typing method, but we want to use the stylus now. And the handwriting recognition in Windows traditionally has been pretty good from the start, not just starting with Windows 8, but it's still very good. Even if you have crappy handwriting and are not used to write English with your hand anymore. Alright, this is a test. Let's see. Yeah, worked pretty good. Let's say this is a Surface 3. Alright, the 3 didn't really go there. Can we delete it? Let's just delete everything. And yeah, the handwriting is still pretty good. I like that Microsoft offers the capability to use this active stylus with the Surface 3. You have to buy it extra. I think it's about $50 US, 50 euros. The same goes for the keyboard dock. It's about, I think, about 150 US dollars. I'm not exactly sure about the US prices. But yeah, you have to buy it extra. Again, sometimes you can get it as a bundle. So just look out for any deals. I don't think Microsoft will cheapen the price very soon because they want to sell you a premium device. They compared the MacBook 3 Pro as a Surface 3 Pro a couple of times against the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. So yeah, that's what this should be as well. I guess this is a competitor to the new Apple MacBook, even though we don't have an Intel Core M in here. The base rate, I'm not sure actually if it's a base rate. Anyway, the new Intel Atom X7 chip is not as fast as the Intel Core M chip, of course. But it is pretty good. I'm sure I will be able to use Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom on here, as well as a couple of video editing apps like Cyberlink's Power Director. They should work pretty good on here, but you shouldn't use too big files to work on, because then the 2 GB of memory might be a problem. It's not the case that much if you have the version with 4 GB of memory, of course. Alright, my first impressions of the Surface 3 are pretty good. And it's quite expensive, especially in Europe, not that much in the United States. A couple of competitors are the Acer Switch 10, the new one of course, and the Asus Transformer Book T100G. Both are a little bit cheaper. They are not as high-end, I would say. The Surface 3 has an awesome build quality. You get this nice kickstand, the option to use the stylus, and yeah, that's pretty nice. But it's not a cheap Windows 8 tablet. If you want a really cheap one, and if you don't plan to work on here, even though the Surface 3 is not the Surface 3 Pro, I still think that the whole Surface series is more for you if you want to work a little bit on a tablet. If not, then maybe the Acer Switch 10e, the new one, which will be very cheap, around 299 US dollars and euros. That one might be more for you. It's not as high-end, by far not as high-end as the new Surface 3 here, but yeah, it's a lot cheaper. Okay, this is a quick unboxing of the Microsoft Surface 3. Please write me in the comments, how do you like this tablet? Do you plan to buy it? What do you want me to test on it? I'm sure I will install Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom to play with it a little bit, same as goes to Power Director from Cyberlink, which runs pretty good on Intel Atom devices recently because of the Cyberlink the Intel Quick Sync technology. And yeah, that's it. That's the unboxing of the Surface 3. I'm NJ for tabletblog.de. Thanks for watching.